Grant is an ultra-quick guard. He has to have the ball to be effective. Steve Alford is, to me, one of the great players for a guy that gets maximum out of his ability. He reads defense as well and is great motion without the ball.
Coaches tonight, interesting matchup. Bob Knight, who has won just everything there is to win, and with one more win, he'll be 75% for his career. Now, that's a heck of a record.
I don't think there's any doubt he's headed for the Hall of Fame up in Springfield, Massachusetts, with what he's achieved on a collegiate level. On the other side, we go to Bill Frieder, a real bona fide salesman. Mike, can this guy sell? He really knows how to recruit, but the jury's still out on his X and O ability. But I think the guy is just a great asset to the University of Michigan.
One of the Michigan people was saying before this game, hey, we're 4th or 5th maybe in this conference this year. If we'd have had the 2 kids we lost at Prop 48, we're a top 1 or 2. And let's take a look at the matchups.
We look at the matchups here, and we know we're going to see majority of man-to-man defense out of Indiana, even though they've played a little zone this year for the first time in Bob Knight's career. On the other side, Michigan relies on a perimeter game. They have to find some basketball out of a guy like Hughes inside, a big kid who's got to give them some rebounding power. Joubert can shoot the ball and pass it. I think Rice has the makings of becoming a star.
Hughes at 6'8", the sophomore out of Muskegon, Michigan. And White will jump center against Dean Garrett, the junior out of San Clemente, California. He's the junior college transfer who was the most valuable player in the California JC programs a year ago. And Dick, he has really matured. It's a tough thing for a kid to come out of junior college and play at this level.
Especially when you look at an Indiana situation where they played a great team concept. Hey, this crowd is really into it. I said it's one of the most blasé places in America for big-time basketball. To me, at U of M up in Ann Arbor, it always reminded me of Pavarotti in concert. That's how quiet the crowd has been.
Now here's Bill Frieder, and he wants to know why we haven't started. And now they're getting one of the audio people off the edge of the court. Going to make him sit down behind press row, and that's why we did not start, and we will start now. Indiana in red, Michigan in the home white. Indiana comes in 11-1, 4th ranked in the nation. Michigan 9-5 overall. And Alford will control the opening tip for the Hoosiers.
Interesting matchup already. Gary Grant, the Secretary of Defense, lining up on Steve Alford.
And as good as he is, you'll see Alford work all over the floor trying to get his shot. This is Smart, another junior college transfer. Misses the opening shot, loose ball. Follow inside a little short by Garrett. And we got a walk inside as Indiana got 2 offensive rebounds and couldn't produce a bucket.
They showed some aggressive play by going to the offensive boards. That's one of the keys of Bob Knight basketball, attack the glass.
Grant and guard Thompson are the guards for Bill Frieder. This is Hughes.
Smart
goes out that far, they just leave him alone.
Smart matched up on Grant.
Joubert misfired. The tip follow wouldn't go. Here comes Smart, very, very quick.
He's got great jumping ability as well. Had a big game against Ohio State at 31.
Alford double team, fouled by Antoine Joubert.
Joubert's been an enigma in the eyes of a lot of people. Came out of high school, as we look at the general sitting on the sideline. Bob Knight with his ring from his national championship days. But you know, you talk about Joubert. He came out so highly touted out of high school, out of Southwestern in Michigan, and a lot of people have felt that he hasn't lived up to all of those clippings. It was very tough to live up to the kind of clippings he received.
Tell you what, if Bob Knight wore all the championship rings he won, his knuckles would drag the green. And they threw it away, couldn't save it. Steve Smart gave it the effort at the sideline. The official ruled him out, and tonight's officials, Tom Rucker, Eric Harmon, and Sam Licklider. Well, the crowd's really been pumped up. We've played 1 minute and 14 seconds. We have no score. Wait till somebody scores.
Indiana brings out the best, I think, in most crowds. The hostility for the general.
It's a sign of respect. Hughes looking inside to Thompson. Now Joubert.
Man-to-man defense, typical Indiana man-to-man defense. A lot of zone defense away from the ball. They really give a lot of help, Mike.
A lot of zone principles involved in their man-to-man. Long jumper that time by Grant. It won't go. And out of bounds. We almost had a souvenir.
Guard Thompson also is a key for Michigan. On the road, he has not even looked for his shot. At home, he's thought about shooting the ball and has been very effective. Had a big game against Ohio State Saturday.
He's an excellent outside shooter, shooting better than 50% from three-point range, much like Alford.
Notice how Indiana pressures the ball, and then everyone else likes to get in help position.
Grant with Alford in good defensive position. Forced him outside to Rice, and Michigan takes the lead.
I like the kid from Flint, Michigan. I really like Glenn Rice. He's got range as a shooter. He's an excellent rebounder. He's going to be a quality Big Ten player.
He had a great game on the boards against Ohio State. 16 rebounds. Ball kept alive inside, and we're tied at 2 as Dean Garrett, the 6'10 junior, scored.
If they get any kind of productivity out of Dean Garrett, I really believe this team could be heading for Bourbon Street.
Young man has really come on since the beginning of the season.
Been a little bit inconsistent, though, Mike, what you expect out of a JC player.
Offensive foul called on Grant, pushing against Keith Smart.
Indiana does a great job of taking the charge, and that's what just happened up in that sequence. Keith Smart stepped in and took the charge from Gary Grant.
Tied at 2 with 7:15 to go in the opening half. Smart gets it down inside to Callaway, a little short on his jumper. Indiana has managed to keep all those rebounds alive, even though they lost that one.
They're very active. This has been a big road trip. They had to play Ohio State and Michigan State on the road, culminating with the trifecta now playing Michigan. 3 teams to start the Big Ten on the road for the Hoosiers.
Thompson, three-pointer. That's what you wanted to see out of him.
Excellent ball reversal. They did a tremendous job of swinging the ball from side to side to get Thompson free for the weak side jumper.
Here's the steal on the bad pass by Smart. 2-on-1 break. Right.
Oh,
and the
slam,
foul.
jam, bam. Bob Knight certainly not happy with that kind of execution.
Not a smart foul by Keith Smart.
We see the deflection and the steal. Excellent pass. The little give and go. There goes Glenn Rice. I believe we're looking at a future big-time star in college basketball.
Rice has 4 points. He'll go to the line to try to make it 5, averaging 15.7 points a game. And a pretty good free throw shooter.
Mike, we've talked about Flint, Michigan, and a number of players they have produced. Roy Marble from up at Iowa. Darrell Johnson having a great year for Judd Heathcote out of Michigan State. Jeff Grayer from down at Iowa State. They got really a superb group of people that have come out of Flint, Michigan.
Big start for the Wolverines. They're up 8-2, trying to trap a little bit here. Alford working hard for a shot, but he hasn't been able to get one off yet.
Michigan's defense has been very tough in their man-to-man. We haven't seen that good movement by Indiana offensively.
Darryl Thomas banks one home.
That's one of the keys I really believe tonight. Michigan's got to neutralize the inside play of Thomas and Callaway. We know that Alford ultimately will get his points.
This is Hughes. Now back to Jobert.
Notice how Garrett plays soft on Hughes. He just steps off him and plays in the lane.
And that's why.
Yeah, he knows he's not a scoring threat. Hey, he did a little dance, a little disco.
Garrett called for a travel there after his 4th rebound, but the turnover will give the ball to Michigan when we come back.
Out here, it's me alone against the course. But in the financial world, you need all the help you can get. You need the PaineWebber Army behind you.
Even golf legends can use some financial backup. PaineWebber is ready to roll, putting all its resources at your command. We believe the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your financial services.
Thank you, PaineWebber. Now that's the kind of army you want behind you.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America.
Feel it in a 350 V8 Chevy with the most available power of any half-ton pickup. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevy truck.
We have another doubleheader coming up for you on Wednesday night. Our first game, nationally ranked Western Kentucky against the Dolphins of Jacksonville. That's followed by an ACC matchup, North Carolina playing Virginia in Charlottesville. Our coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific.
You mentioned Jacksonville. They're really on a roll. Bob Wenzel's club getting great play out of Ronnie Murphy and also Danny Pearson. They've been playing excellent basketball. As we look at the 8-4 right now, Michigan lead.
It's been a while since the Dolphins excited people. Grant with a double clutch and came up way short.
He forced that shot. The shot was not there. Little force.
I was in Jacksonville during the days of Artis Gilmore, Pembroke Burroughs, and all those guys when they went to the championship game.
They averaged over 100 points a game that year.
They were awesome.
Indiana known for their motion.
Smart. And this kid can shoot. He had 31 against Ohio State.
Didn't have a good game in their last game against Michigan State. He's got the great legs. He's been a little bit up and down, but I expect that from a junior college player.
It's 8-6. Michigan with the lead. Rice from long range. Kept alive inside by Hughes, and Rice gets it back.
I think for Michigan to win, they need 20 points out of this guy from the baseline.
Grant misses. Alford with a long rebound.
They need 20 points and about 9 rebounds out of Glenn Rice if they're going to get a W out of this arena tonight.
When will Alford get his first shot? We're 5 minutes into the game. And we've got a jump ball situation. Great job by Hughes to tie up Daryl Thomas, and the possession arrow will give the ball to Michigan.
He wants to foul right now. He's letting them know he feels they're grabbing, they're holding. He's working the officials. Typical Bob Knight on the sideline. He's at his best.
Said Hughes was grabbing at the arms. It's an 8-6 Michigan lead. Got a foul inside. Check who gets it. It's Hughes.
You couldn't give me all the money in the world to blow a whistle and to want to officiate with Mr. Knight sitting on that sideline.
No,
Would you, Mike? Thompson against Smart. Smart's got great quickness.
Alford, good job inside.
Nice pass. Oh, what a tremendous feed. A little two-man basketball. Alford and Thomas.
Alford looking for a shot, just slipped it to him.
Watch Alford draw the defense to him. Here comes Steve Alford. He spins. He whirls, just like he did in high school. There's a little handoff. He looked like a quarterback, a little Testaverde down inside. Thomas went to the same high school as a guy by the name of Isaiah Thomas, one of the greats in the NBA.
Free throw is no good, but Indiana keeps it alive, and now Jobert. Last foul, by the way, was on Rice. It was his first. Thompson, bad pass. Michigan got to break this. Grant comes down with it, leaned into a foul, and gets it on Ricky Calloway.
Offensively, the efficiency right now, Mike, hasn't been very, very good. We haven't seen the real good ball movement, the good execution, the screens for the high percentage shot. It's like a feeling out process, it seems to me, going on there like in a boxing match.
Grant will go to the free throw line.
Gary Grant's right below the upper echelon of guards. I put him right below those great guards out there like Alford, like Kenny Smith at North Carolina. I just believe he's got to be a little bit more consistent with his performance, the rank and the rate with the what I call A-plus guards. I give him an A.
He's got a year and a half to go.
Here's a little man-to-man defense right now by Michigan. Watch, there's a little back screen. See how they try to give help off the ball. There's pressure on the ball. The other side's going to give help.
Alford just has a tough time getting his shot against defense like that. He's got to work around screens a little more.
They're not laying the screen for Alford like they normally do to get him free.
Grant working with Jobert, and now Hughes, another long-range jumper, and he'll hit this one.
They're going to make him shoot that jump shot. Dean Garrett's playing way in the lane. they're going to make Hughes, who hasn't been a bona fide scorer, shoot the ball.
He has his first two. Alford, nice move, but he had it knocked away from behind. 3-on-1 break. Jobert to Thompson.
That's
and it's 14-8 Michigan.
That's a clinic in how to run the transition game, giving the ball up to the middle of the floor and cutting without the basketball. As I talked about earlier on the show, Mike, Alford is not as effective with the dribble as he is for moving without the ball.
He threw that one away. Great pass by
Timeout, Bobby.
Grant will score.
Bobby gonna get a TO, a timeout.
It's 16-8 Michigan at the 13-minute mark. 8 straight points for the Wolverines.
Off their defense also.
And the foul will be on Grant for blocking. That's his second, and it gets Bill Frieder up.
Frieder's having a tirade on the sideline. He was a nervous wreck with us before the game. He was a riot, wasn't he, Mike? He's already talking about, I got Michigan State, I got Syracuse on Sunday. I said, that's why you make those mega bucks, Bill. Big Bill.
And now he's told to move back toward his own bench area. Indiana with 7 turnovers in the first 7 minutes.
That's not typical of Indiana basketball.
Alford gets his first shot. No roll, but the follow is good by Thomas.
Nobody blocks out, and that's a no-no. No one gets a piece of Thomas. Whenever you're on the help side, you got to go find your man, lay your body on him, and then go after the ball.
Daryl Thomas has 6 of Indiana's 10 points. The Hoosiers down by 6. Thompson passed up a 3-pointer. Jobert will take one from 2.
Jobert with the wide-open jump shot. Indiana's got to find Alford coming off some screens. He's not as effective, as I said, off the dribble move. Look at Grant really playing him.
Grant took it away from him again, and then he threw it away, trying to hit Thompson ahead of the pack. And Alford just having a tough time with the defense of Gary Grant.
Grant's got super quick hands. Watch Grant right now. There he is. He comes over the screen. Look at those hands. I mean, he just picks his pocket like a guy in New York Times Square. And then he throws the ball away.
Tell you what, Grant has to do it tonight on both ends of the court, matched up against Alford. Alford driving again. Doesn't get that shot. He is a better outside jump shooter than he is a penetrator.
He's shooting over 50% from three-point land.
Thompson for 3 won't go. Smart got his hands on the rebound and control.
What a great story. Keith Smart coming out of high school. He's 5'2", senior. They're not getting the kind of screens, ball movement.
Bob Knight had his head bare hands, and no wonder his club is down by 8.
Introducing an amazing new tool designed to help you work in those hard-to-get-at spots the conventional tools can't. The Cricut. The versatile Cricut is a ratchet screwdriver as well as a ratchet wrench. In those hard-to-get-at tight spots where other wrenches won't work, the amazing Cricut. Its squeeze ratchet action does the job with ease, saving time, temper, and skinned knuckles. No more impossible jobs, not with the Cricut. It features a reversible push-through drive, turning power 6 times the gripping force. Can be used with any standard or metric 3/8-inch socket and much, much more. Solidly made in America of high alloy steel with lifetime guarantee. If you order today, not only receive the incredible Cricut, but for a limited time only also receive 5 slotted screwdriver bits, 5 Phillips bits, a 1/4-inch drive socket adapter, and an anvil that adapts to any 3/8-inch drive, plus a sturdy storage box. All 14 pieces only $19.99.
For rush delivery of the amazing Cricut ratchet, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-453-7300. To save COD charges, send $19.99 plus $3 shipping to Cricut Ratchet, P.O. Box 3367, Davenport, Iowa. Order the amazing Cricut ratchet today. Call 1-800-453-7300.
ESPN's college basketball, Indiana at Michigan, brought to you by Michelob. Exceptionally smooth, distinctive taste is why the night belongs to Michelob. And by the heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet.
Right now, we're gonna see the defensive play by Gary Grant. He's been all over the court, the Secretary of Defense. Here he is matched up on the All-American Alford. Alford with the great head fake. Grant with the quick hands, pops the ball loose. Now watch Thompson and Jobert. He gets the ball to Jobert, and Jobert with a great look, a little give and go to guard Thompson. One of the keys in that running game is to give the ball up and to cut without the ball.
Grant comes up against Smart. This is Rice. Back to Grant. Hughes with a left hand.
Hey, Hughes is saying, I want some respect right now, Mr. Garrett. You better try to check me because I'm going to take the ball to the goal.
Hughes has 4. Right now, Steve Alford has been shut out. He is the Washington Redskins offense against the New York Giant defense of Gary Grant.
I told you to keep those Redskins home. You don't want to listen to me.
Offensive foul on Alford.
Grant was so fired up before the game. He told me, I love a challenge like this. There's the offensive foul. Steve Alford, as a spin move, leans right into Grant, who had good defensive position. Indiana only shooting 38%. That's not typical of Indiana basketball. Michigan shooting 47%.
Neither coach has gone to his bench. We have 10 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the first half.
See, they're getting some good basketball out of Hughes right now. Something they haven't had. A nice pass by Hughes.
Hughes got it inside. May have been partially blocked as Rice tossed up an air ball.
Alford's got to give the ball up and cut without it. He's got to get himself free for his jump shot.
Now the first substitution is in there for Indiana. Steve Isle, number 32. To Callaway. Boy, Michigan playing some great defense. Callaway hits that one, even against tough defense by guard Thompson.
He was one of my diaper dandies last year as one of the best freshmen in America, along with Tom Hammonds out of Georgia Tech and Purvis Ellison. I really like Callaway. He's an exceptionally quick wing player.
20-12, Michigan.
Notice Garrett. Notice Hughes right now up at the top, number 55. Thomas matched up on him now with Garrett on the sideline.
And we've got a reach-in foul on Keith Smart. That'll be number 2 on Keith Smart. And the 4th team foul against Indiana.
Second personal, 4th team foul.
(20-12) with 9:57 to go first half. Michigan with the lead. They've outplayed Indiana here in the first 10 minutes of the opening half. Thompson, great pass to Hughes, but he lost control. Jobert gets it back. Boy, you just knew it was going in. That's the way they're playing right now.
Antoine Joubert made an intelligent move. He was thinking about drive, but saw the open 12-footer and shot the rainbow jumper.
The senior from Detroit has 4.
Now see,
Callaway looked inside and backed out.
Isle number 32 is an excellent screener. He'll come in and set some screens to get Alford free.
Callaway banked it home.
You gotta like that kid from out of Cincinnati, Ricky Callaway.
It's his 4th point. He averages 14.9 a game. He's only been back 7 games after a knee problem. 22-14. Michigan continues to lead by 8.
Smart doing a good job getting over the top of the screen right there, playing Grant.
Grant down the lane. Traveled, no bucket.
He did take the extra step. Excellent job by Smart, fighting to get over the top of the screen.
Bob Knight talking to Steve Alford, telling him what he wants.
See, there's Smart. He fights to get over the screen, and then he takes the little NBA shuffle move. If you were in the NBA now, Mike, they would have counted it.
Steve Alford, no points right now. He does have 2 rebounds, and that's it.
Remember, we had him against Louisville. He didn't score for the first 17 minutes of the game.
Right. The only real shot he hit was the 3-pointer just before the end of the half, and then he tore it up in the second half.
And he was quiet against Ohio State in the first half, but then when the game was on the line, he's such a clutch player. He usually comes up with a big play.
Got behind the screen there. Smart didn't get him the ball in time, or did he? Yes, he did.
He's got to use the screen. He was trying earlier in the game to make shots off his dribble move, and that's not his style. That's the style of Gary Grant.
Grant got caught up in that 2-man screen. Here's Jobert baseline jumper.
Antoine, the judge. Last year he was so heavy, he was the judge and the jury.
6 points for Jobert. It's 24-17.
He's lost some weight. He's trimmed down.
Indiana getting a little bit more aggressive on offense. Smart got caught up in the air, got the ball back somehow.
Oh, what a great reverse move.
What a pretty play by Keith Smart.
Little Baryshnikov in shorts. What a ballerina act.
He has 4, and it's 24-19.
Indiana's starting to play more typical Indiana basketball, and there's another example.
Oh, that's a big one. That is 3 on Gary Grant. With 7:55 to go in the half, Gary Grant has picked up his 3rd personal foul, and Bill Frieder has to go to his bench.
When you want to feel the thunder, put yourself in today's Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z and listen to your heartbeat.
The heartbeat of America. Dave Chevrolet.
Investing these days is a little like you playing tennis against Jimmy Connors. You're going to need all the professional help you can get. PaineWebber's capital management team is ready to provide that help right now. Because whether you run a company or invest in one, PaineWebber believes the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your financial services.
Hey, great match. Nice, Jimmy. Thank you, PaineWebber. Next time I'm with those guys on my team, okay?
There's our score with 7:55 to go. When Steve Isle came in the ballgame, you said his value is a screener.
Well, you watch the screen. He lays right here, number 32. I mean, he just jumps in front of Gary Grant. Look at Alford pleading for the ball. He says, get it to me. What a stationary shooter. That is where he's at his best. Now look at Keith Smart right here. Here comes the kid from Baton Rouge. He hangs. He tries to drop it down to Thomas. The ball's deflected. Now tell me this isn't acrobatic and this isn't athletic ability. Look at that 42-inch vertical jump. Hey, he looked a little bit like a guy that's doing it with the Chicago Bulls by the name of Michael Jordan.
Air Smart. I don't know if it has the right ring to it, but why not? Bob Knight, and the sweater is coming up. There's not a fashion statement, I don't believe.
We look at the turnovers right now. Indiana with 10 versus only 4 for Michigan. It's usually reversed, where Indiana usually has a 2-to-1 ratio the other way against its opposition.
24-19. Alford got caught up in the air. Good defense that time by Kramer, who's in on top of him.
Michigan likes to double team along the baseline.
Blocking foul. Callaway may have gotten away with one as Griffin into the ballgame picks up his first personal.
Here comes a one-on-one move right here. Thomas trying to, well, that's a block. He definitely did not have both feet planted and was not stationary facing the offensive player.
Interesting, we had Michigan last Monday night against Purdue. Kramer came in the ball game. Instead of wearing number 24, he was wearing 34 with no name on it. I asked him before this game, I said, what happened to your old uniform? He said, somebody stole it. So I've got number 34 with no name the rest of the season when we're on the road.
He becomes no name.
That's right. Callaway hits the first, he'll get another. It's 24-20.
When he suffered that knee injury earlier in the year, I thought it was really over for Indiana and any dreams of chasing the national championship. But with a healthy Ricky Callaway and any kind of productivity out of Dean Garrett and their defense and with the general on the sideline, I really believe they're one of my 4 clubs to beat down there in Bourbon Street.
You'd hate to pick against them. 24-21. And through the hands of J.P. Oosterbaan, the redshirt freshman out of Kalamazoo.
He has the flu, and he was not even supposed to dress here tonight. He's coming in, trying to give him some space, some size inside.
Smart hustling it down.
Smart is so quick with the ball. He's getting better and better with each game as he gets more experience playing big-time college basketball.
Bodies going down all over the place. Smart gets it to Thomas. And Indiana, as poorly as they played here, are within 1.
They're getting some play inside out of Darryl Thomas. We didn't see Thomas at all. He was missing in action against Louisville, but the big, strong inside power player is effective here tonight.
Off-balance shot by Joubert.
Antoine Joubert putting a little dazzling offensive show here in the first half.
He has 8, and Michigan regains that 3-point lead. Alford for 3.
Just a matter of time.
And a foul. Kramer got him after the shot, and it's a 1-and-1 for Alford. This could be a 5-pointer.
Watch this right now. Here comes Smart. Now watch this right here. There comes the screen. What a great screen by Callaway. Notice that both baskets, and there's the foul right after the shot. Notice both baskets, Mike, that have been scored by Alford have been stationary jump shots without a dribble. Look at that free throw percentage.
And, of course, he missed his first 2 shots. Those were drives in the lane. That's not his shot. You just showed you his shot.
People want to know why he's shooting a 1-on-1. It's because the foul took place after the release of the jump shot. So this is a 5-point play, as you alluded to.
And you can count him when he goes to the free throw line. It's 28-26 with a 5-point play. Indiana's taking the lead.
What a weapon that 3-point play is for Alford.
How about the 5-point play?
Yeah, 5-point. I'll tell you, maybe we're going to put a 5-point rule in next year.
Jobert is really on fire. He loves that baseline jumper.
He was such an electrifying scorer at Southwestern High School. Broke all the records down in Detroit, Michigan.
He has 10 points so far. Callaway, quick move to the hoop. Got it blocked by Hughes, but they'll call the foul on Hughes, and that will be his second.
I'll tell you who's the quiet performer on the floor. He comes in a game and something positive happens. Steve Isle. He did the same thing against Louisville. He became contagious with his hustle, his scrappiness. He's not going to score many points, but he lays those vicious screens that get people free, as he's talking over to Coach Bob Knight.
And of course, that's the kind of player that Bob can certainly use because of the way his offense is set up.
Well, he runs that passing game. There are many options out of the passing game, but the three basic include a lot of screening away from the ball.
You need to be a rather unselfish player to play in his system and play well.
We were talking about Delray Brooks today. I was talking to Bob. I said he had a big night, 34, shot 8 out of 9 three-pointers.
Got a lane violation
here,
and that will cost Indiana a point if someone was in there early.
And Bob was saying, getting back to Delray Brooks, he said in that system, running up and down the court, shooting the ball, playing pressure defense, he could be effective. He said he was not going to be effective in the Indiana system. He said, but I wish Delray all the luck in the world because he's one of the most beautiful kids I've had the opportunity to be around.
That's why a lot of kids seem to blossom in the pros because they're playing under systems that are maybe a little bit more suited to their talent. Bodies flying again all over the place. Last touch by Indiana, Michigan ball.
I really believe Indiana's defense is starting to take a little bit more effect right now.
And Bob Knight wants to know which Indiana player touched that last pass because I didn't see it either.
You can argue. Look at Isle really hustling defensively. I wouldn't want this guy to go up. Oh, look at that offensive play by Joubert. Joubert just ran Smart down and they missed the call.
It's a one-point Indiana lead, Michigan with the basketball.
Yeah, Indiana's defense is starting to close off passing lanes. What a great move! What an unbelievable move. Something Indiana did not have in its arsenal last year. You can't teach that kind of quickness, Mike.
Keith Smart was on a drive and he just made a left. Jobert for three.
Look at Isle. Look at Isle. Can't jump, can't get over a telephone book, but yet he comes in and gets good position.
Callaway. And Bill Frieder needs a timeout to stop this run.
You better get a TO, William.
And he's got it as Indiana is really cooking inside. And the Hoosiers have taken a 33-28 lead at Michigan.
Listen to the heartbeat. Listen to the heartbeat of America.
When you need a truck you can lean on, America knows nothing works like a tough Chevy truck.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevy truck. Red Rock, Arizona, to Redmond, Washington. It's red, white, and new. That's what's going on. Red hot top sneakers, good times on the avenue. It's Saturday night, it's out inside, making all the right moves. There's a feeling in this country, the real thing's coming through. Coca-Cola classic, red, white, and new.
A change has come over a bank in your town.
The bank doesn't look bigger. Somehow it is bigger.
It's part of a vast system with vast resources.
That helpful assistant manager has changed.
How?
He's got more to be helpful with.
They're even willing to talk things through with us. They must be on our side.
Look. It's a member of the first nationwide network, the bankers that changed banking.
Mike, we're going to see vintage right now, Bob Knight defense. We're going to watch the way they play the passing lanes. Watch Keith Smart now, number 23. Okay, he's going to step right into the passing lane. Joubert goes away from the ball. Now here he is, comes up to the passing lanes. He flexes. Now watch this quickness. He's off to the races, Carl Lewis style. Change of direction. I'll tell you one thing. That was reminiscent of a guy that did it here in 1975-76 season by the name of Ricky Green.
There's the shooting percentage. You remember earlier, Indiana was down in the 30s. Now they're up to 62.
And a lot of that is due to a lot of steals and easy layups in transition. Or as Bob Knight would say, Vital, forget the term transition. It's conversion. He gave me a lecture today on conversion and transition.
It has been a different ball game since Gary Grant went out. Thompson just inside the three-point line. Michigan had a 5-point lead with 7:55 to go in the half, and they've been buried since Grant went out with his third foul.
What a screen Isle just laid on guard Thompson. You can watch him away from the ball, how effective he is helping his teammates. Look at him, he's going to lay a screen.
Great pass from Callaway to Thomas.
So unselfish, the great team concept, look for one another. That's the only way you can play if you're going to play for the General.
And Thomas has 10. Here's the jumper out of the corner by Griffin. Won't go. Gilbert. Good offensive rebound. His follow won't go, and Callaway has it.
Here comes Alford, one of my old Doug Fluties. Watch Isle set a screen. There he is going to get a screen. And then what a pass. They leave him alone, Mike. They don't think he's a weapon. One of the oldest plays in basketball.
Pick and
Screen and roll.
Pretty play, and Alford just dumped it right down there for the layup.
In the pros, no one ran that better than years ago. Oscar Robertson and Jack Twiner.
37-30. Indiana has hit 10, count them, 10 shots in a row.
Michigan's offense is absolutely rattled right now without Grant on the floor. Indiana's defense is dominating.
You take 23.7 points out of that lineup. Gilbert's really the only other guy who can give you the points. Alford missed one. Went down again after the shot wanted. The foul didn't get it.
Thompson could definitely give them some scoring. You can't bring Grant in right now. Some people are probably wondering, not with the 3 fouls in the first half.
Thompson inside that three-point line again. And the loose ball rebound goes to Thomas ahead to Alford. Gilbert couldn't get it.
That's a no-no. No one rotated back. Guard Thompson does not rotate back in defensive balance, and they get the easy layup.
10 points for Alford. Indiana has scored 20 of the last 26 points and has a 39-30 lead with 3:26 to go in the half.
Not only that, Mike, what they've done is they've absolutely shut this crowd down. The crowd has been out of the game. It's been like Pavarotti in concert since the first 3 minutes when they were really into the game. Look at Isle. Look, 32. They'll come lay the screen. Now there's the screen for Alford. Now look, he goes to the pool and they try to trap Alford. What a great play. You know where they designed that? They designed that in practice, and they also get that off the videotapes.
They run it as well as anybody.
Now watch right here. No one rotates back. There's Thomas with the baseball pass. Throws it the length of the court. Alford gets the easiest layup he'll get all year.
Hope you'll stay with us for halftime. We'll have all the scores and highlights. Of course, John Saunders in the studio, and Dick Vitale speaks out. Hope you stick around to listen to this one because it's on the early signings that have gone on. And I think Dick makes a great point about the kids who are sometimes left out in the cold when the coach goes the other way.
Not only that, I read an interesting article by Bob Gibbons, who does an excellent job about the fact of a lot of kids signing early. We hear about presidents talking about bringing some academic sanity, as Detroit loves ESPN. Everybody loves ESPN. But so many of the players that signed early, Mike, did not qualify thus far for the requirements of Proposition 48. And I don't know if that's healthy or not. I don't think it is.
Bob Knight at the sideline. He has seen his team explode with Gary Grant out of the ball game. And that's what they've done with the front court tonight. Of course, you would have to figure Indiana would dominate.
Well, Michigan has their 2-1 against Michigan. Michigan doesn't have any front court scoring other than Glenn Rice. As we look at the field goal percentages right now, 64%, as you said earlier. They were shooting 38% in the first 10 minutes.
Joe Hillman, number 44, into the ball game for the first time for Indiana.
I wouldn't want Isle or Matt Brust of St. John's or Kid Mo that plays for Iowa to guard me. They just beat you up physically.
Thompson to Griffin inside to Hughes, who's been quiet lately. Griffin will fire from 17.
That's an excellent play. A little inside-outside action. The ball goes inside. The defense reacts to the ball, and you bring it back to the original passer for the open jump shot.
Good pass inside to Thomas. He has a dozen.
Excellent angle pass and getting the ball to him, but poor post play defensively. Not forcing him to the help side, allowing him to get the baseline.
bought into the ball game. Loy, a redshirt freshman out of Grand Rapids, number 35.
Michigan runs that passing game. Watch, they'll throw the ball, screen, force shot, not a good shot.
Alford with a long rebound.
Alford doesn't possess good floor quickness, but always makes, oh, he walked right there. They missed a walk-in violation. He changed pivot foot.
Michigan gets the ball back. It's a 3-on-3. Thompson over Hillman. Oh, what a shot. Hillman played great D on him.
Guard Thompson's the guy that's got to give them offense with Grant on the sideline. They have to get Thompson to score. He's capable. Had 22 against Ohio State.
He's got 9 right now, and it's down to a 7-point ball game with 2:04 to go. Mike Patrick and Dick Vitale, glad you could join us for our doubleheader tonight on ESPN. All for 3. Got it, and he went down again as Thompson banged into him. And Alford gets up and looks at the official saying, what's going on?
He said, hey, I'm an All-American. I'm a candidate for Player of the Year. I'm supposed to have respect.
He has 13 points.
He was shut out for the first about 10 or 11 minutes, Mike.
And in 3-pointers, he's just 3
Put
for
the
3.
20 in a book. You don't want to listen to me. I told you that the Giants were going to blow out your Washington team.
Don't. That's a sore point. Let's not go back to that. Got a foul that time on Thomas.
Here comes my all-screener. Number 32 is going to make my all-screening team. Look at him give his body up. Number 32. He says, Thompson, I'm going to go get you. And there goes the jumper. Didn't really get a piece of him, but just enough to throw him off.
Michigan, bad pass. Griffin right in the hands of Alford. He goes in against Thompson.
Oh,
what a move!
What a
holy cow, what a move.
A little 360 spin to the inside. What a plus player. Tell me he's not going to make it somewhere in the NBA. He won't be a great player, but he will be a contributor. He can't hurt you, Mike. Not that kid. He's too fundamentally solid.
Here's another steal. He's certainly a great player in college.
He's my choice for Player of the Year honors. I really believe he's going to be the Player of the Year, the Naismith Award, the John Wooden Award. It'll be a 2-man race.
And he's tired right now.
It'll be Alford and David Robinson.
Hillman, who can shoot the ball, but runs the club very well. Good pass. This is Isle. Oh, pretty pass inside by Isle. And we've got the bucket and a foul. Everything going Indiana's way.
Well, they're playing clinic basketball. That's clinic 101 and how to move the ball and go to the high percentage shot. They get excellent ball reversal. They swing the ball. Now they dump it down inside. There's Callaway with the great hang time. Puts a little education down at the inside on Griffin.
Number 2 on Griffin. Callaway now with 11 points. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play. This is Dave Miner coming in for the first time, freshman out of Cincinnati. Most valuable player in the AAA state tournament and the high school player of the year up there.
Indiana's been playing excellent spurt basketball thus far on the road. In fact, against Michigan State, they were down 12 early in the first half and ended up winning by 19. That meant they, by math, if it's any good, you had a 31-point turnaround.
Sounds good to me. 49-34. Indiana just starting to blow out Michigan on its home court. Whistle and a foul away from the ball, and it's going to be on Hillman. He was working on Jobert at the baseline, where Jobert loves to get it.
He tries to get down on the boxes inside with that wide body. He likes to spread. He's going to make my all-wide body team with Bam Bam Rainey and, of course, J.R. Reed at North Carolina. What a wide body when he gets on a post.
Of course, right now, Jobert is playing in the backcourt, so he's being guarded by a smaller player, and he can get down here and take advantage of it. Out of bounds to Indiana.
That's the third turnover on an inbounds from the baseline, and Indiana's probably only one of maybe, I don't know, 10 schools in America maybe that play man-to-man on an inbounds from the baseline.
Alford, who got about a 10-second rest, comes back in the ball game because there's 35 seconds to go in the half, and he might have a crack at the last shot.
They'd like to get a crack at the three-point play. His stats were awesome from three-point land. Over 50, I believe, 6%.
That's right. 38 out of 70 coming into this game, and he's hit 3 out of 3 in this one.
Another screen. There's Thomas laying a screen for Alford.
And Indiana working for the last shot. We're down to 17 seconds. You can see the clock on your screen.
Watch Isle. Isle knows where Alford is. His job is just simply to lay his body to get Alford free. Isle's going to try to get a screen. Hillman always looks for it.
There's Isle. He's going to have to shoot it. Blocked. And we've got an offensive foul as Isle went to the bucket.
Hey, Steve Isle is supposed to look to lay that body. He said, you know, I'm tired of giving my body up for other guys. I want to get some of that score in.
Well, he was down to about 5 seconds, made the decision to go to the hoop.
He's been the great turnaround here in this half. When he came in the game, he started giving that body up, and Alford started to become effective.
Griffin will go to the free throw line. 71% free throw shooter on the season with 4 seconds left in the half.
Also, we cannot underestimate the losing.
Oh, Harlem Globetrotters.
You can't do that. That's a violation.
Yes, it is.
That is an absolute violation on Griffin.
I don't know what he did, if he forgot or what, but he gave it the pump fake. It looked like Meadowlark Lemon.
They changed that rule. Watch this now. Look at a little Meadowlark. Little Meadowlark.
Hey, so watch
look
this.
At little Meadowlark.
Look at that. Everybody jumped in, so I'll shoot it.
That's a violation.
Holy cow.
Phil Frieda can't believe it. He's saying, hey, I've seen everything now.
Isle, 1 second, and he got it.
Why not? He's done everything else here in the first half. He's been unselfish. He's given them all the intangibles.
I tell you what, Michigan had a 10-point lead earlier in the half. Right now, Indiana is up by 17. What a turnaround for the 4th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers. We'll be back with more from here. Right now, let's go back to John Saunders in the studio.
This is the second half of our big Monday doubleheader. The Indiana Hoosiers with that big lead over Michigan. Michigan had a 10-point lead. Then Indiana ran off 20 of 26 points. And now they have the big lead at halftime. Of course, the first half of our doubleheader was Georgetown against Villanova. The Hoyas winning for the 3rd consecutive time. Coming up at halftime, we'll have highlights of that game. We'll update you on some top 20 scores as well. And the coach, Dick Vitale, speaks out our regular Monday night features. So stay with us. Plenty to come up on this halftime of our ESPN college basketball doubleheader. We'll be right back.
The Super Bowl, Pasadena, January 25th. The biggest sporting event of the year. Even if you can't get to the game, you can still get a copy of the official Super Bowl 21 game program. The same one that will be sold at the stadium on Super Sunday. 182 action-packed pages that tell the exciting story of the 1986 NFL season. It's a collector's item with a week-by-week review of the season. Scouting reports of the Super Bowl teams with final 1986 statistics, rosters and lineups, the heroes of Super Sundays past, and much more. It's all here in the Super Bowl 21 game program. For your copy, send check or money order for $5.95 to Super Bowl 21, Post Office Box 9000, Trenton, New Jersey, 08650. That's Super Bowl 21, Post Office Box 9000, Trenton, New Jersey, 08650. Order today.
The Great American Face. Strong, sensitive. The Great American Razor. Atra Plus. Solid. With a Luber Smooth Strip for extra protection. The Great American Face deserves the Great American Shave. Atra Plus. Only from Gillette.
It's one thing to say you fight friction. It's another thing to prove it. Kendall Motor Oil did. First, ordinary piston rings were plated with pure gold. Then, a prestigious independent laboratory ran them under stop-and-go driving conditions for 5,000 miles. The results? Look, Kendall protected the soft gold. A remarkable test only Kendall has taken. Now, doesn't that tell you something? Kendall Motor Oil, for protection worth its weight in gold.
No one really knows how your skin got sensitive. But if it is, try the shave cream with more advanced lubricants than any other. New Gillette Foamy for sensitive skin.
ESPN's college basketball, Indiana at Michigan, brought to you by the Heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet, and by the financial professionals at Payne Weber Incorporated. Indiana leads Michigan by a big score at halftime here, and this is the second half of our doubleheader here on ESPN College Basketball. Of course, in the first game, it was the Georgetown Hoyas going up against the Villanova Wildcats at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The Hoyas looking for their 3rd consecutive victory, and they did get it on this one, much thanks to Reggie Williams. In the first half, look at Reggie here, 3-point range. He bombs it and hits it. The Hoyas up 15-2. They were on a 10-0 spurt to start the game. Williams again from the corner, 3 points. He had 4 3-pointers and 18 points in the first half. Second half, Reggie, watch the nice bounce pass right there to Ronnie Highsmith. Goes up, taps in his own miss. The Hoyas by 18.
Then they go into that spread offense. Dwayne Bryant, great feed to Sam Jefferson right there. He goes up, jams it down for two. The Hoyas build a 21-point lead. But Villanova comes roaring back. Kenny Wilson with a three-pointer way out, almost an NBA three-pointer there. Lead is cut to 6. On Nova's next trip on the court, Mark Plansky hits a bomb three-pointer as well. The Hoyas lead with just 3 with 1 minute left to play. But Georgetown got clutch foul shooting. Dwayne Bryant hit 4 down the stretch. Rolly Massimino knows his team was out of it this time as the Hoyas go on to the 80-73 victory. Georgetown ranked 9th in the nation. That is their 3rd consecutive win in the Big East after that upsetting loss to Seton Hall. But they come back and have beaten St. John's, Pitt, and now Villanova 80-73 tonight to really bounce back in the Big East. Let's look at some other scores from the top 20. Clemson now ranked number 12. They were 20 last week. Real tight game against Florida International. 108-55. They come back and blow them out. People have questioned Clemson's schedule, but they've beaten NC State this year, and they look to be very hot. Some more scores from the top 20 right now. Number 15, Alabama, 63-52 winner over South Carolina. That is in the second half right now. The game is not final yet. Elsewhere, we have Pitt against Duquesne. First of all, LSU and Oklahoma. Oklahoma, number 16 in the nation, 40-27, they have the lead. Now that Pitt-Duquesne game, 102-77. Pitt bouncing back after that loss to the Georgetown Hoyas. They are ranked 18th this week, and a 102-77 winner over Duquesne. Elsewhere, Navy, just a 2-point winner. They've dropped to 19 now, but Navy a 2-point winner over George Mason. Of course, they were led, as usual, by David Robinson, Mr. Everybody's All-American. David Robinson will just have to serve 2 years full service in the Navy right now, so maybe he's looking towards the pros or perhaps an Olympic debut. With more on that. We'll be back with more college basketball in our halftime of this Indiana-Michigan game, so stay with us. We will be right back.
It's all in the imagination.
Jim Mitchell's eyes, intensely green, slightly astigmatic, prefers scratch-resistant plastic lenses with bronze wire frames. Jim Mitchell's eyes, corrected, handsome, and proud. Pearl knows how glasses work. Pearl cares how glasses look. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
Annoyed hates hot quality pizza. He loves to make your hot pizza ice cold. Call Domino's Pizza and avoid the noise. We keep the cold out and all this quality in. So when you want quality pizza hot and delicious, Domino's Pizza delivers. One call does it all.
The night belongs to Michelob.
Halftime here of the second half of our ESPN college basketball doubleheader. Indiana a 51-34 lead over Michigan at the half. It is time now once again for our regular Monday night lesson from the coach. Tonight's issue, should a high school player committed to a university have to honor that commitment if the coach decides to leave? Let's listen now as Dick Vitale speaks out.
Each season, we have coaches playing musical chairs. Last year, Gary Williams said bye-bye Boston College, and off he went to Ohio State. Tom Davis said bye-bye to Stanford, and off he went to Iowa. I have no problem with that at all. That's the American way. If you can further your career, so be it. But what about all the innocent kids that are hurt along the way? Think about it. This year, over 70% of the top 100 players in America committed early to an institution. My feeling is this: if there's a coaching change at an institution, an athlete that signed early should be allowed to be re-recruited again during the spring over a 2-week period of time. If he decides to remain at the school he initially signed with, fine. If not, let him go elsewhere. Do not penalize him as the system says now. If he decides to go elsewhere after a coaching change, he must sit out 1 year. The coach goes on, he gets the beautiful new car, the country club membership, the new contract, and the kid who was sold a bill of goods to wear a uniform at a given university must now remain with the new guy on the block. Remember this also: 9 out of 10 kids select a college who are athletes based on the coach. So I say, let that kid not become a victim of the college recruiting wars. Let him have a chance to be able to make the most important decision of his life in a very intelligent manner.
As Dick says, most high school players pick their college on the basis of who the coach was, so certainly they should be given that option, possibly of changing universities if the coach decides to change university. We'll be back with more ESPN College Basketball Halftime right after these messages, so stay with us.
Sophisticated shape of Mercury Sable. Let it take you away. Mercury, the shape you want to be in. Your face takes enough abuse without your disposable razor hurting it more. Now, Gillette introduces Good News Plus, the new disposable with a white Lubra-Smooth strip designed to reduce pulling and skin irritation. Finally, there's a disposable that feels so good. Good News Plus, new from Gillette, the essence of shaving.
Years from home, how far I roam, I feel so far away. Happy times we used to know, have them back today.
American Airlines has some special low fares to the most special places in your life.
The feelings we all share, we're American Airlines, something special in the air.
All across America, companies are declaring Liberty for all, a revolutionary idea from Liberty Mutual Insurance, where employees can now save on all their auto, home, and life insurance through the convenience of payroll deductions. Liberty for all. It's freedom from bills and paperwork, and it can save you money. America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
ESPN's College Basketball, Indiana at Michigan, brought to you by the Coca-Cola Company and bottlers of Coca-Cola Classic. It's red, white, and you. And by Mercury, the shape you want to be in. Michigan rolled up a 10-point first-half lead, but then back came the Indiana Hoosiers, and they now lead it by a score of 51-34 at the half. Let's go back to Chrysler Arena. Dick Vitale and Mike Patrick.
Thanks very much. It's 51-34. Indiana with the lead over the Michigan Wolverines here at Chrysler Arena. And I think the most significant thing, Dick, that happened in the first half, Indiana had a 20-10 deficit. Michigan was really playing well. They were still up 24-19 with 7:55 to go in the first half. And Gary Grant, who had played exceptional defense, picked up his third foul. When he sat down, the roof fell in. Indiana scored 32 of the last 42 points.
Well, I know Steve Alford was happy to see him go to the sideline. A lot of the fans were coming up to me and really critical of Bill Frieder for the fact of taking Grant out. But I agreed with Frieder at that time. He's got 3 fouls. Then all of a sudden it just snowballed and got away before he could even think of getting Grant back on the floor. He's down 17 now, but with the 3-point play and guard Thompson and Grant and Joubert, 3-point bombers, they have a chance to get back in. But I believe it's got to be the first 6 minutes. If it doesn't happen then, I think Indiana goes out with the trifecta, beating Ohio State, beating Michigan State, and Michigan on the road.
And a 3-0 start in the Big Ten would be the best start they've had since 1976.
I think what's so significant about the 3-0 start would be the fact that all 3 are away from Bloomington, Indiana. It's going to be tough to beat them in Bloomington, Indiana. I'll tell you that.
Another significant thing that happened in the first half, and Dick pointed it out, when Steve Isle came in the ball game, he's not going to give you many points, but he gives you everything else.
Well, here he is going away in their passing game. One of the options is screen away. There's Thomas, and they slightly bump and get Alford free. They bump Thompson. Alford was very effective when he was looking to read the defenses and move without the ball. Now we watch them defensively along the baseline. One of the few teams in America to play man-to-man on an inbounds from the baseline. Watch number 23, Keith Smart. He'll step right in. He reads the pass. Joubert goes away from the ball, so Smart steps up. He knows Joubert's got his back to the ball. He steps into the passing lane. Now watch this crossover step. What an explosive move to the goal.
Just an excellent performance in the first half by Smart. And here the field goal percentage. Indiana down in the 30s early in the ball game, and then they hit 17 of their last 20 shots.
Well, that's tough to beat. And then you look at a free throw of 3-point field goals. I'm sorry, 3 for 3 for Indiana, 1 for 3 for Michigan. Free throws, 6 for 7 Indiana, Michigan 3 for 3. Neither club getting a lot inside. Rebounding Indiana, 5 up on Michigan. Doesn't surprise me. Michigan really lacks a baseline performer. Turnovers, Indiana with 11, and they were early, and Michigan had 10. There's the domination. Michigan has no one other than Glenn Rice to score on the interior. Indiana gets Callaway. They also get Thomas, who's been very effective, the big space eater inside.
Of course, Antoine Joubert split his time between the front court and the back court there. Let's take a look at the Indiana scoring. And Steve Alford, who was shut out for about something like 13 minutes, then exploded. And then 15 includes one 5-point play that he had.
They have so much balance inside and outside. They get Alford from the perimeter. They get Callaway on the wing, and they get Thomas on the boxes on the interior. And then Smart gave him some good defensive play on the floor. And I can't stress Isle enough. Michigan, Joubert with 10, Thompson with 9, Rice with only 5. I said they needed 20 out of Rice to win here tonight, and Grant with only 4, but was doing a superb job defensively on Alford before he went out.
Grant averages 23.7 points a game. He's going to have to get them in the second half. There's Judd Heathcote of Michigan State, who we had a chance to chat with a little bit before the game.
Mr. Intensity. He had all the one-liners. He was burying me with those one-liners, wasn't he, Mike? It was unfair to me. I like the guy. He's really a fierce competitor. Look at him relaxing on a night off. He has Michigan on Thursday.
He shook hands with me and said, you know, you say hello and it's over, right?
But it's not been that way. I heard I've really shocked you, giving you so much airtime, they tell me. Is that true?
I'm just pleased to be here. 19:50 to go in the ball game, and we'll see what Michigan can do here in the second half. Follow shot by Daryl Thomas, who's had a big ball game.
That Clydesdale inside has been very effective. He really is attacking the boards. Good offensive rebounder, and that's one of the keys of Bob Knight's club in playing aggressive basketball.
Hughes with Grant back in there. This is Joubert. See if Grant can get untracked on offense. Joubert inside. Wouldn't fall for it. Good rebound to Isle, who starts the second half.
He earned the right to start. He was so effective also against Louisville, because I thought Louisville played a supreme first half against Indiana.
Hoosiers have scored the last 12. They had the last 10 points of the first half and 2 here.
They're really running their passing game now, getting a lot of ball movement. Look at him reversing the ball.
Good play by Isle. Gets to Smart for a three-pointer. Grant with a long rebound.
This is Grant at his best with the ball in his hands.
Jobert, he'll get the foul on the way up. Michigan has got to push it at every opportunity.
Grant had 35 against Ohio State. He's from the state of Ohio. They're really upset they lost Gary Grant. It came down to Kentucky and Michigan, as it did in the case of Terry Mills, who I saw here at halftime, the 6'10 wonder who they can't wait to get in a uniform next year.
There's a second foul on Callaway on that play, and Jobert will go to the line.
Is this place quiet or is it quiet?
Well, you could hear just about anything drop, in fact.
I've always said it's one of the most blasé places in America for college basketball from the standpoint of being a big-time environment. I think a lot has to do with the theater chairback seats. It's got that theater setting. It doesn't have that typical hometown crowd that exists in a lot of arenas across America.
Right now, I think it has to do with being down 18.
Yeah, that doesn't help matters.
And there's a bad pass out of bounds. Smart over the head of Alford.
And Bob Knight gets off the bench. That is not his style play. He gives a little lecture, coaches on every possession.
Tell you, an 18-point lead will send a lot of people for popcorn.
Well, don't leave early. I'm going to give you the 5 best motivators in America a little bit later in the telecast. The 5 guys that are great orators at halftime to flat out motivate.
Jobert gets to the baseline again. Won't go. Hughes, nice rebound, scores, and draws the foul.
He shows some potential. He's like a guy I would call Mr. Poe. He has some potential, but he disappears so much. There's Jobert right now taking a little baseline jumper. Comes up short, and here comes Hughes. Here's a guy that's got to contribute. He's got to be effective with a little jump hook inside, gets the conversion.
Second foul on Isle. 53-37, and they cut it to 15. Good start in the second half for the Wolverines.
Michigan with 2 Big Ten championships back-to-back, but remember, they lost their entire front court. Harpley, Richard Relford, and also Butch Wade.
The crowd getting into it a little bit here. Alford trying to run around another screen, and Grant is right with him. Smart, and he is fouled by guard Thompson.
See, there was a big driving lane, Mike, because of Alford's presence on the floor. Grant couldn't give the kind of help that he would have liked to give it to shut off the drive by Smart.
Non-shooting foul. It's the first on Thompson. Callaway working on Jobert.
Look at Isle going to set the screen on Grant.
Smart, tough shot, didn't get the roll. Good rebound by Rice. Averaging almost 10 a game off the boards. Big possession here. Hughes inside. That ball fell off his fingertips down to his palm. Smart 1-on-4, and he'll draw the foul. And they call it on Jobert for reaching in.
He gives them that extra dimension that they've lacked in the past in Indiana basketball. They were a little bit stationary, a slow team. But Smart gives them, watch this excellent rebound. That's a big-time rebounder right there by Callaway. Now look at his quickness. I mean, he's just going to blow by 4 guys and draw the foul. That's something Indiana lacked in their offensive setup.
And something they desperately need in the backcourt if you've got a standstill jump shooter like Alford.
I really pity everybody if they find Mr. Garrett and Mr. Garrett starts to play like he's capable of playing.
Alford running away from the hoop, turns and buries it.
Not going to create it and innovate it off the dribble move, but what a shooter. As we take a look at our end zone look, you can see the defense giving some help. They'll put a little pressure on the ball, but from the help side, they're almost zoning. See Isle inside, he's zoning. He's playing like an area. Now he's playing man-to-man on the ball.
Rice misses. Callaway fights for the rebound. Here's Alford. Alford with 17 points. That is the lead. And just threw up a prayer. Callaway keeps it alive, and we've got a jump.
Alford lost his balance there and shooting that shot, trying to draw contact.
Possession error gives the ball to Michigan.
Here's Alford now. Oh, there he is now. A little handoff for the little jumper. He bumps Grant, gets free for his little jumper on that little handoff move. The handoff move is what got him free for the shot.
And that's a tougher shot turning that way.
It's a very difficult shot. It's like a quarterback rolling out to his right. Trying to throw to his left.
Right. Or left. Sure. I got confused there. Here's a foul inside. Rice pushing off. That's his second. Still the only player on the floor in foul trouble is Gary Grant, who had those 3 quick ones in the first half. Rice talking to one of the officials.
Next year, with the addition of Ramil Robinson and Terry Mills, they're going to get some firepower. This club's going to be exciting. In fact, the Big Ten's got so many great players coming in next year. Marcus Liberty and Nick Anderson at Illinois, Lyndon Jones and Jay Edwards with Indiana. I mean, it's going to be big, big-time basketball again in the Big Ten.
Is Marcus Liberty a great name or what?
Oh, he's a great player. He can match the name, Michael. Watch the movement away from the ball. Always moving without the ball, the other 4 players.
Going to be in the best shape of anybody. Tough shot by Thomas. Good rebound of Hughes.
I tell you, he's impressive at times. He really has impressed me with some of his ability.
Jobert against Callaway. He wants to shoot the ball, and the foul is going to be on Callaway. That's his 3rd. Jobert made up his mind at midcourt.
Indiana always working on the defensive end, always trying to give help. As we look at Frida with the towel around, he's a la John Thompson with the towel. He's like a lightweight, and Thompson's Muhammad Ali, and this guy is like Sugar Ray Leonard.
But he doesn't chew on it like Tark.
No, not like the Tark. He's an all-time wacko, chewing on it down there in Vegas.
Grant won't go. Almost kept alive by Vaught, and Indiana knocks it out of bounds.
This is
Vital for Prez. I know we may have some trouble in this country, but that would be overkill under any circumstance.
Our country would be big, big trouble, believe me.
I mean, hoops 12 months a year, right?
12 months a year. Put one in the White House.
Jobert. 13 points for Jobert, and the lead is down to 15. Michigan won't go away. At home in the last 4 years, they are 58-5. This one is not over yet.
A lot of poise right now. Indiana trying to get Alford free for his jump shot. Grant really stays. Grant really knows how to fight through screens as well.
Thomas double team down low. Crowd wants a 5-second count. Didn't get it. Alford, nice move to the hoop, but the shot won't fall for him.
He's not as effective. I've said it time and time again. Off the dribble move.
The 3rd drive he has missed tonight. Grant. He's been cold. Here's a push off inside. Hughes with an obvious foul.
Oh, that was an excellent call. I think the officials are doing a solid job here. Tom Rucker, Eric Harmon.
3rd foul on Hughes. 15-14 to go in the game. It's a 15-point lead.
From Red Rock, Arizona, to Redmond, Washington, it's red, white, and new. That's what's going on. Red hot top sneakers, good times on the avenue. It's Saturday night, it's out inside, making all the right moves. There's a feeling in this country, the real thing's coming through. Coca-Cola classic, red, white, and new.
Discover the new shape of Mercury Cougar. The dream lives on. Mercury, the shape you want to be in.
Mike, as I told you earlier, I'm going to give you my all Vince Lombardis, my masters of motivation, great orators. Bob Knight, Indiana, John Thompson, Georgetown, Rolly Massimino, Jimmy Valvano, and Dale Brown, the preacher down at Louisiana State. Gene Cady is getting ready to join that list, but he's got to get the visibility. The first 4 guys here have won national championships, and Dale Brown has twice went to the Final Four. I think once Cady takes Purdue to the Final Four, he will be right there with all the primetime coaches.
I'd like to see you and those 5 guys in the same room and see who talks the most.
I'd hold my own, you know that?
Callaway inside to Alford. He's outside where he's a little bit more comfortable with it, and Grant is on him. Isle, who just looks to pass and screen, occasionally roll to the hoop.
When Alford lays a screen, Mike, you can see that he will lay a screen and bounce back out to try and get the ball.
Shot clock is down to 9 seconds. Lost out of bounds by Daryl Thomas.
Good defensive effort right there by Michigan. If they can come up with a three-point play right now. Watch Grant defensively. Now he's playing him on a perimeter. Now he fights over the screen, number 25. Now he beats him to a spot. He says, no, Alford, you're not going to post me. Alford says, I want to get number 4 on you, Gary. I want you out of here.
Hughes, Jobert wide open. Yes, sir.
Can't let him shoot the open jump shot. Good ball reversal. Right now, Indiana's got to be careful of playing one of their poor spurts. They've had great spurts early this year and some poor spurts.
They have been guilty of squandering leads. Right now, the margin is at 13. Alford into the lane. Callaway blocked. That block was by Loy Vaught. Grant, big hoop here. Fouled, and it's basketball count.
Great drive by Gary Grant. But as you mentioned, Indiana has blown some leads. They had a 17-point lead, Mike, against Ohio State earlier. As we watch here in their first Big Ten game, there's Joubert, gets the Grant. Now look at Grant with the slashing drive. He hangs, steps inside the defensive player, gets fouled.
3 fouls on Steve Isle, and Bob Knight looks on as the lead is disappearing.
He's got to be concerned. They had a 17-point lead against Ohio State, and fortunately, Ohio State took the lead on a great play by Curtis Wilson, but then Steve Alford took over. Here comes the crowd. The sixth man has arrived.
They're standing 13-609 on their feet. It's a 10-point game with 13:44 left. Here's the whistle. Foul away from the ball. Kramer will pick up the personal. Jack Kramer, the freshman from Quincy, Illinois, is in there for guard Thompson. That is his second personal.
Kramer's from out of Quincy, as you mentioned, the same high school that produced Bruce Douglas, who starred at Illinois, especially his sophomore year, was brilliant. And then he and Ephraim Winters never became the players that I thought they would be.
There's Bobby Knight's career record.
Hall of Fame, absolutely, definitely.
Sideline violation. Uncharacteristic of Indiana, and they turn it over. Michigan can get the lead down to single figures. They're holding up a sign from the bench that says corner for the Michigan offense. And Hughes from 16. That's the second outside shot he's hit, and it's down to 8 points.
This is the best I've seen him look, Mike. He's thinking a little bit of offense. They need some out of him.
Here come the Wolverines.
This is the kind of crowd you have to have in a college environment.
Callaway outside to Isle. Smart under pressure. Got the bounce. Kramer all over it.
He got that with his legs, and Bob Knight certainly applauds his jump shot right there. The great legs. You shoot with the legs as well as you do with your wrist and follow through and your backspin.
Hughes left wide open again.
Let him shoot
it again. Now they're going to come out on him now.
Yeah, he's forcing them to come out. The scouting report says ineffective, doesn't think offense, won't look for the shot. Hughes is right now saying, in your face.
He only averages 5.9 points a game. He has 11 tonight. Nice move by Thomas, spinning inside, and then somebody went down hard. That was Keith Smart.
Great move, Mike, but no defensive play at all on the post. Very ineffective post defense down inside on Thomas.
59-49 with 12-13 left from Ann Arbor. Joubert trying to create something. There's Hughes again, and now Callaway's out on top of him. Joubert walked. And coming back into the ball game, Glenn Rice for Bill Frieder. And Kramer will come out, so Joubert will go back to the backcourt.
Somehow Indiana's got to get Steve Alford more shots coming off those screens. There are stretches on the floor that he doesn't get free enough. As we look at Bob Knight and his staff.
12 minutes even left in the ball.
I think we're going to look for Alford for a jump shot.
Thomas, left-handed.
They can't check him inside. Nobody's beating him to the ball. No one's denying him, fighting him to the spot, allowing him to get the ball inside, and he's free to roam.
Yeah, he's getting it exactly where he wants it, and he has 18 points, hitting 9 of 10 from the floor. Lead is back to 12. Grant still virtually invisible on offense. He is fouled as Smart reached in. That's 3 on Smart, and fouls may now start to become a problem. Smart and Callaway and Isle all have 3 for Indiana.
Smart's doing a good job defensively. Got good foot quickness, good lateral quickness. One of the keys of playing good defense is the necessity to have some good foot speed and some lateral quickness.
Grant, who's an excellent free throw shooter, will go to the line, trying to cut into that 12-point lead.
Came out of McKinley High School out in Canton, Ohio, the same school that produced a former Wolverine superstar who had the pleasure of coaching as he comes up short. Phil Hubbard, outstanding rebounder until he got hurt on a collegiate level. Played in our 1976 Olympic team.
Excellent rebound. Margin is 12. Grant misses the first. He's 3 for 4 tonight. Now 3 for 5. Kept alive by Rice.
That's not typical of Indiana. No one blocks out. That's a fundamental breakdown, and that's the kind of basketball that frustrates the general.
7 for Rice, who averages 15.7. Callaway this time inside. Blocked and a foul. And the foul is going to be on Loy Vaught.
Michigan really has to work on their defensive post player. Watch him down inside. See, right now he gets great position, Callaway. He's got him on his hip. Rice has no defensive positioning at all. Bill Frieder's got to take his team on the court starting tomorrow and really work with them on how to play down on a post, how to deny, how to beat guys to the spot. It's easier said here than it's done, and I know Bill works on it, but again, he lacks that strength around the baseline.
Callaway will go to the line. He's 4 for 4 tonight. And coming into the game, shooting only 66% from the line. At every break in the action, Steve Alford goes over to talk to Bob Knight. Callaway misses this one.
Well, your little fatigue has set in, and that really affects shooters, and I think it affected Grant, and I think it's affecting Callaway.
I think you're right, and the fans in the background giving it all their worth. Second one is good, and the lead is 11 with 11:16 in the game. It's Indiana 62, Michigan 51.
Storage problems will practically solve themselves when you shop at True Value hardware stores. In the workshop, use this home-equipped 5-foot steel shelving for just $9.99. This KV 24-inch shelf anchor, only $5.99, holds this 8-inch simulated walnut shelf, just $2.33. Protect outdoor property with the rain-resistant Taylor tarp, only $4.89. And keep your home or garage more secure with this TrueGuard Jimmy-proof deadlock. It's just $7.99 at most True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Be with us for a great doubleheader next Monday. First, the Big East, St. John's and Pitt. That's at 7 o'clock. Following that game, a real showdown in the Big Ten, Iowa against Purdue. I can't wait.
That's going to be exciting. Remember this, though. Purdue's got Louisville on Sunday, and they have to really come off that game and play back-to-back against Iowa. If they were to lose to Louisville, I really believe they could almost have a double setback. On the other hand, I think psychologically beating Louisville will have the kids so juiced up for the Iowa game, and I think you could look at a double win. I really believe right now the two best clubs in the Big Ten. They'll put me on a spot.
Sure.
I got to go with Purdue and Indiana, and I would pay any amount of money to sit at courtside to watch Gene Katie and Bob Knight hook up. Hey, can you work something out to get me to do that game?
Sure.
Do something. See somebody for me.
I'll buy you a ticket.
Use your prestige and your power.
I don't have any. 62-51 our score here with 11:16 to go. Michigan's basketball down by 9. This is the first time they've had it in single figures, or rather, the first time they have a chance to get it to single figures in a while. Rice from long range. Isle with a nice rebound.
We haven't seen Dean Garrett. He's become an assistant coach sitting on the sideline. Steve Isle has moved him right to the sideline by just doing it. Steve doesn't possess anywhere near the talent that Garrett possesses.
They go inside again. Here's the block by Vaught. They'll call Vaught for the foul, and he thought he had all ball that time.
Can't play behind him, Mike. As soon as you play behind him, see, they're right now, they recognize Michigan can't play down on a post. They drop it to the inside, and as soon as you get it in there, you're going to draw a foul. Look at Callaway right now. He gets blasted by Vaught on his screen. I mean, he just blows him out. Schembechler would like that screen.
That's right. 63-51.
Speaking about Schembechler, all kinds of rumors that in a year when Don Canham steps aside that he'll be the new athletic director. I don't think he'd like that position. Hey, Don Canham to me has been the most creative, innovative marketing whiz as an administrator in college athletics.
Done an excellent job. Thomas is in with 20. Bo might go with athletic director and head coach.
Oh, that's the second time he's done that.
Smart ahead of the pack.
That's the second time he's done that. What he's doing there, Mike, he's allowing his player to go away from the ball, and then he's just stepping up into the passing lane to create the easy steal.
15-point lead for the Hoosiers.
And they do it with defense.
Jobert, three-pointer. Kept alive inside. Indiana's basketball loose, and Michigan will control. Grant, nice fake. Oh, pretty shot by Grant. He said, I was fouled, ref. Give me a break. 66-53. Grant only with 9 so far.
He had 35 against Ohio State Saturday.
They go inside again.
Oh, what a show he's putting down in the box.
Missed that shot, and Callaway will pick up a foul. That is number 4 on Rick Callaway. That's about the only thing Daryl Thomas has missed all night.
He's getting the ball down, as you said earlier, where he exactly wants to get it, and he's a driving kind of player. You got to force him away from his spot on the floor down inside.
Guard Thompson will come back in.
They'll make a substitution. They'll get Callaway out, and they bring in, I believe it's Hillman. Yeah, here comes Hillman.
Callaway has to sit down with a 4th personal also for Indiana. Isle has 3. Keith Smart has 3. For Michigan, Gary Grant, the only player in trouble. He had 3 in the first half, is not added to it.
Now we look with 9:47 left, a 13-point deficit. Indiana's got a 3-guard attack also. Hillman now gives him a 3rd guard as Callaway goes to the sideline.
Smart's jumper won't go. Alford. And that's a goaltending. Grant got it after it hit the glass and on the way down. Good job by Alford to go to the hoop. He has 19 points, and the lead is back to 15.
He's so intelligent. Now watch him cut the defensive player off. Little move there where he slices, and there's the interference, but he would have had the deuce even if the interference didn't happen. But he cut as close as possible to the defensive player to go to the goal.
This could be a 3-point play as Grant connects inside. The foul is going to be on Daryl Thomas. That's his 2nd.
Grant's total starting to go up. There he is posting inside. Takes it up strong. Smart says, hey, principle of verticality. That's a rule in college basketball. I'm entitled to that spot on the floor. He came into me.
Foul was on Smart. Excuse me. That is his 4th, not Thomas.
Well, with
so
Callaway,
2 Indiana players have 4.
Well, with Callaway on the sideline with 4, he's decided to play one guy with 4 and keep one out.
3-point play this time for Grant, and it's 68-56.
Oh, what an excellent way to break the press. Post the guy to the middle of the floor and then throw what I call the zigzag pass to the opposite side.
Hillman calls for some help outside. He's guarded by Thompson.
Notice how Hillman will always look for Steve Alford. He's very aware of the number 1 option on the floor when he has the ball. Watch now, Alford will bounce out from the screen. Oh, he wants a post on Grant. He thinks he's a 6'10 player.
Maybe going for that 4th foul on Grant. This is Smart, little finger roll. He's fouled before he got into the lane. And the Michigan crowd does not care for that one.
Now we watch it right here. They get the foul down in the lane. They get the little grab.
Ooh, Thompson reaching
nice
in.
Little move inside. Did you see it?
Pretty. So Smart will go to the line. There's Bill Frieder. First trip to the line, he's a 77% free throw shooter.
He's an amazing story. We talked about it earlier. He went to Southern University when he got out of high school, and they told him he couldn't play college basketball. Then went to junior college for 2 years, really developed, and now has become a standout collegiate.
One of the things that was interesting, a point you made before the season starts, that junior college players have to adjust to, is close games. Usually, if they're that talented, they don't have close games. Thompson, nice move.
Thompson with that good lane move inside. The other thing in junior college, you're not playing with the kind of quality that he's facing here in numbers. You have 2 or 3 good players. You don't have these kind of people at every position.
Alford really pressured by Grant. They go inside to Thomas, trying to make his move. Alford faked the three-pointer, now for 2. Won't go. He's got the rebound, though. Baseline drive, got caught in the air. What a pass! Holy cow, what a pass by Alford.
He just looks like a Doug Flutie. I mean, he's got such quick hands. He's so alert on the floor. He knows where his teammates are at all the time. I love Steve Alford. I think he's absolutely one of the great college players.
I think he's what college basketball is supposed to be about.
Yeah, here's a kid as we look at him with no speed, no size, no strength, and all he does are all the little things. And if the Kyle Macy's of the world and John Paxson's can play in the NBA, Steve Alford will find a place in the NBA.
Thomas double teamed, leaned into it, didn't get it. Nice rebound by Lloyd Vaught, who's played well off the bench. 2-on-1, good pass to Jobert, and Hillman had to let him go.
That's a typical way to break to score in transition. Get the ball to the foul line, throw a good bounce pass with a 45-degree angle.
Jobert now with 17. We're down to 7 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Michigan hanging in there, still down by 13, though.
Indiana using some of the clock right now. Knight wants him to use some of that clock. Grant
loose
steps
ball.
in.
Grant saved it. And he is fouled. Whoa. Boy, really fouled hard by Thomas on the drive, and that's when you get scared. And Thomas may be the one who's hurt.
Now look at Grant. He steps right up in the passing lane. Now it's off to the races. Here he is. Now Thomas is trying to get in front. Tries to get in front and then wants to tackle him. Almost an intentional foul.
Boy, that was.
Look close. Looked like an intentional right now. Looks like he's going to grab him right here.
Oh, Dick, you got to call that an intentional foul.
That's a 2-shot intentional. Now,
two shots in the ball.
Well, it's 2 shots in the ball, Mike, if you're in the act of shooting it. It's not 2 shots in the ball if it's just an intentional.
He was in the air.
Yeah, he was in the act of shooting it. I agree. It should be 2 shots in the ball, but I don't believe they called it.
I don't think they did either.
But the rule, I want to clarify, because some coaches, there's been some misunderstanding. If a guy's ahead of the pack and he's grabbed, if he's in the process of shooting the ball, it's 2 shots plus the ball. If he's not shooting the ball, it's just 2 shots.
That's right. Grant hits the free throw. It's 73-61.
He's such a hard-nosed player. Loves the game of basketball. First guy in the arena tonight. He misses.
Rice with an offensive rebound, and he draws the foul on Thomas.
They're beating Indiana now off the foul lane and getting inside position, and Indiana's not blocking out, which is definitely not Bob Knight basketball. You watch it here. Just pure hustle on the inside. Now look at this. Steps right across. Thomas doesn't. Not aggressive, and here he is. He comes with the foul.
So they go back to the free throw line with Rice, who's had a tough offensive night so far.
You see Ireland Thomas right there got beat on the inside. They had inside position. No way should that second guy step in for that rebound.
73-62.
So you watch number 24 now, Thomas. His job would be to box out the guy that's next to him on that lane.
And it's down to 10 with 7:03 left. We're at sold-out Chrysler Arena, a 10-point game between Indiana and Michigan.
The Volvo 760, the car for people whose means have changed, but whose values haven't.
An investment firm is only as impressive as it is responsive. It's
to go.
So when interest rates fell, we looked for new ways for our clients to make money and developed unique opportunities like the Prudential Real Estate Investment Trust, a first of its kind in a way to take advantage of changing markets. While others may imitate it, we're busy surpassing it. If anyone can show you bold new thinking in the business of making money, let's close it. It's Prudential Bache, rock solid, market-wise.
Right now, I got one of the all-time fight songs. I love that fight song, along with the Notre Dame fight song. They make my all-time fight songs. But take a look right now. Steve Alford's going to quiet the fight song right here. Number 12, an All-American. There he is. What court awareness. He's behind the baseline, and he dishes it off inside to Thomas for the layup.
It is 73-63 with 7 minutes and 3 seconds to go. You can see Indiana's cooled off a little bit. Michigan shooting just a little bit better than they were in the first half.
Rebounds right now. Michigan doing a better job rebounding in the second half, and that's always usually reflected by your effort in terms of the scoreboard. Hey, how tough is the Big Ten this year? I really believe that if DePaul, Nevada, Vegas, Clemson, they're undefeated, played in the Big Ten, they would be fighting. They're like, you take Vegas and DePaul, top 6 in the nation, they would be fighting to be number 4 in the Big Ten.
You could be right. I mean, with the talent in the league this year, gee whiz.
What a lead.
It is a 10-point lead for Indiana. Hillman had to pick up his dribble. Loose ball knocked away. Knocked out of bounds by Indiana. And maybe an injury.
Thomas is really giving his body up. Everywhere we look, he's diving for loose balls. Look at Grant. Now look at Grant right now. He's going to come try to lock up on Steve Alford. There's a little backdoor cut. Good denial and hustle by Gary Grant.
And Thomas came up holding his wrist. Michigan with a chance to cut the lead to 8 points. Jobert talking with Grant in backcourt.
I really get pumped up for games like this, Mike.
Oh, these are great.
I don't know how you cannot get pumped up. Two great institutions.
Hey, and we got in free. Hughes. Contact underneath, but Isle gets another rebound.
Well, he's an excellent position rebounder. Doesn't possess the great jumping ability, but rebounds by getting good position.
Who said rebounding was desire? That's all.
No, Lampier has proven that in the NBA. One of the top rebounders in all of basketball by getting good position.
Isle, and here's a steal by Grant.
What a defensive play by Gary Grant.
He wants to go all the way in. He's fouled. The foul is going to be on Hillman. Gary, you want to talk about rebounders just for desire? How about Wes Unseld?
You got one of the class acts of all time in Wes Unseld. Here comes Grant coming right at you. He turns on the afterburners, takes it up strong, and they got the foul. Tom Rucker and Eric Harmon.
Foul should have been on Isle. I don't know if it was called on him. He was the one who reached in. They were pointing at Hillman.
Well, I thought Hillman stepped over to try to take the charge. It might have been a little late. They got a block on Hillman.
But the whistle blew during regular action. The whistle blew before any contact underneath. The foul had to be on Isle. That would be his 4th.
This guy broke the hearts of the Kentucky Rooters. Kentucky thought they had Gary Grant. Leonard Hamilton, who was a 2nd lieutenant at Kentucky, was really on his case. Now Leonard doing a good job at Oklahoma State.
73-65. Bob Knight says, I got 5:51 left. We're going to talk about this one. And we'll be back with the last 5:51 of this Big Ten thriller right after this.
Air Jordan from Nike.
The 1946 MG. The 1957 Thunderbird. The 1987 Volvo 740 Turbo. A collector's item you can drive every day.
Right after this game, stay tuned to ESPN for exclusive live coverage of the America's Cup Challenger Series. The first race between Dennis Conner Stars and Stripes and New Zealand. Jim Kelly, Gary Jobson, and John Bertrand, who skippered Australia to victory in 1983, will report live from Fremantle, Australia. Stars and Stripes has to do it, and the United States is out of the America's Cup this year. Well, we thank you for that, and Indiana may be closing in on #1 this year. Bob Knight doing a little lobbying with 5:51 left.
He really believes that the greatest team he ever coached was the 74-75 team when Scott May got injured. That was the year John Wooden closed out his career in great style, winning his last national championship. One of the, I think, the greatest record of the history of sports, John Wooden, what he achieved at UCLA.
Will never be matched by anybody anywhere in any sport. Alford got it. That's the first basket inside he scored tonight.
That was designed during a timeout. They set the play up. They get the high percentage shot. Again, typical of Bob Knight on the sideline, a master X and O man.
Alford has 21. Thomas is in with 22 tonight. Jobert with a power move inside. And Antoine Jobert cuts it back to 8.
He just takes that body. He gets people out of the way. Posts up real strong.
Hillman guarded by Jobert. Almost thrown away, loose and stolen by Michigan. This is guard Thompson. It's a 4-on-3. Jobert against Hillman. He missed it, but got it back. Missed it again, and Isle right there for the big rebound.
Steve Isle's giving him big play. I look for him to get Ricky Callaway in the game shortly.
Boy, that was a big play there. It could have cut the lead to 6.
This place would have rocked. It would have rocked. Look at Isle trying to set a double screen. When in doubt, they got a...
Hillman down on the floor again. Another jump ball situation. Indiana will maintain possession, but Hillman has been dogged the last couple of times down court.
Hillman's really struggling on the floor right now. They're trying to get some quality minutes as they're saving Callaway for the stretch.
Indiana with some foul trouble, and now a one-on-one foul called against guard Thompson. That'll be his 3rd.
Remember, Thompson is a three-point shooter. He hit 6 in a row in one game here in Ann Arbor this year.
And now Bob Knight calling over his coach on the floor. Alford.
When it's all said and done, Bob's been very critical of many of the things of his players. He gets on Alford as much as he gets on any other player. But when it's all said and done, 5 years from now, you can be rest assured he will be singing his praises, as John Feinstein said in the book about Bob. He said, hey, when it's done, he will sing all the praises of Mr. Alford.
Keith Smart with a good offensive night, hits both free throws. And it's 77-67, back to that 10-point lead.
They might look for guard Thompson or try and let loose with a few three-pointers.
We're down to 4 minutes and 32 seconds. I think they want a couple of more inside shots before they go to that. Jobert, nice move. The bucket wouldn't fall for him, but he does draw the foul inside.
No one rotated over in typical Indiana fashion to take the charge. Joubert's going to drive the baseline. There he is, going to drive the baseline. No one really rotates over quick enough. There's Hillman coming over. Thomas should have been there, squared his body. There's Bob Knight again coaching with Smart every move, milking him along.
Hillman we have with 3 personals. Callaway is on the bench with 4. Smart has 4. Steve Isle has 4.
I think at the 3-minute mark, he'll get Callaway back on the floor.
Joubert's free throw is good. 77-68. Still plenty of time left. 4:22. That shot clock really changes things, doesn't it?
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, you talk about spreading the court and milking the clock and running it down. Usually Indiana would be unbeatable right now in this situation, but with the shot clock, definitely there's a shot for Michigan.
Joubert misses again. Thompson for 3, and they're on their feet in Ann Arbor. Good call, Coach. 77-71.
They got to look for guard Thompson. He's got that kind of range. He's just not hungry enough.
He has 14 points. Isle against Hughes.
Oh, he earned
that one. The foul.
Oh, did he earn that one? Steve Isle with a big deuce, the biggest of the night.
What a power move, and Hughes really clobbered him, and somehow he still got it in.
I thought maybe he was using a free arm. Look at him right now with the free arm. I'll tell you, a little Hail Mary time, pure strength against strength. Here comes Callaway.
Hillman will come out. Callaway with 4 fouls. This would be a big three-pointer here.
Oh, if he comes up empty on that and Michigan gains possession after the three-pointer by Guard Thompson, now Uncle Mo is on Michigan's side. That quieted momentum down.
3-point play for Isle. The lead is back to 9 at 80-71, 3:57 and counting. Thompson, they're working him for that three-pointer. Oh, what a shot.
Why not earlier, Guard Thompson? That was an NBA three-pointer. As I told you a little bit earlier, Mike, he's got to think three-point. He can shoot it. I watched him in practice.
80-74. Here goes Smart. Great pass to Isle. Oh, Lord. Steve Isle was clobbered by Hughes, and heavens, he went down hard. Oh, you hate to see that.
I'm not a doctor, I'll tell you that, Mike, so I'm not about to try to analyze the injury, but he really smashed that deck. But great to see him getting up. Great to see him get. Even the Michigan people are happy to see that.
They give him a nice hand.
Now there's the penetration by Smart. There comes Hughes. Hughes catches him. Ooh. Looks like his hand
right on the side of his face. Shoulder. Hand and shoulder. Oh, you need to wear shoulder pads for that. And then Bob Knight, I think, wants a 2-shot, an intentional foul on this, which would give him 2.